each and every one of you for taking time out of your schedule. And I tell you, it's a blessing to be here. I'll make it worth your while. Hold on, I just thought of something. Here we go. We'll make it worth your while. Now, while they're doing that, let me just say, people a lot of times say, Dr. Breakthrough, these guys, these titles, what in the world? So just so you know, I didn't name myself Dr. Breakthrough. I'm Dr. Stan Harris, originally from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Now my beautiful wife, I call her my ABCD. That stands for Adorable Brown Caramel Delight. We reside here just north of Dallas, Texas. But about 20 years ago, Dr. Willie Jolly, that's before he was even Dr. Jolly, which, by the way, he just won the National Speakers Association, the top award, the Cavett Award, as the first African-American to win that. But anyway, we were speaking 20 years ago at Howard, let's see. Yeah, it was anyway, one of those places up in DC area. I think it was Howard. Okay, anyway. And so he said to me, hey, Doc, the way you break boards and bricks and you explain breakthrough, he said, man, branding is everything. So he said, I know you got a doctorate, PhD in martial arts, doctorate of divinity, humanities, and a few credits away from a doctor of naturopath. He said, but branding's everything. He said, like a person goes to a doctor and a doctor writes out a prescription. He said, you're the guy when someone needs a breakthrough. You're the one with the prescription. He said, you should be called Dr. Breakthrough. And I was like, wow, I appreciate that. I said, I'm not sure that's true, but I promise you one thing, I will live the rest of my life to make sure it is true. And so it just kind of stuck. And so where I go places, we're Dr. Breakthrough. So, and again, I always give a disclaimer, Dr. Breakthrough, I can't provide the breakthrough. I just prescribe the breakthrough. However, when people follow the breakthrough prescription, God Almighty provides the breakthrough they desire and deserve. And a breakthrough, it's exploding through barriers that at one time seemed insurmountable. So real quick, let me just give you some principles, some things I think that can really help you. And as a matter of fact, can I have some fun, Gabe, before I really get into this?
Dr. Breakthrough, this is like Burger King. You have it your way, sir.
All right. I just want them to get this. I love quotes. And I want y'all to get this one because, see, every time you're in the midst of building something, you run into giants. And so it's time to introduce your giants to the God-ordained giant slayer, which is you. Oh, come on now. Right? See, I'm saying, listen, I know things aren't easy. I know, we're living in some uncertain times and some crazy things are going on. And everybody wants it. Did you ever notice once you make up your mind to do something, all of a sudden barriers and roadblocks and everything else gets in your way? I used to always think that, if you're a believer like I am, right, in the Lord, I was like, well, it must not be the will of God, right? And it's like, no. Here's what I found out. Oh, this is so good. And this is not even what I'm talking about, but this is segue leading the way. But somebody needed this. And so anyway, but watch this. So it dawned on me, barriers were only made to stop those who are not sincere and those who are not committed. Let me say it again. Barriers were only made to stop those who are not sincere and those who are not committed. But to those of us who are sincerely committed, barriers were made to be broken. Oh, come on, somebody. I said barriers were made to be broken. As a matter of fact, early this morning, my prayer time, I was meditating on this. Any barrier, Gabriel, that God did not set was made to be broken. Let me say it again. Any barrier that God did not set was made to be broken. And so it's just time to start breaking some stuff, my friend. And that's what I learned to do. And you all need to be breaking some records. It sounds like from what I've heard already, you're doing some things, but we got to beef up the sales. It's great to have a lot of people on the team, but then we want to make sure we're beefing up the sales because everything, my friend, is tied in that. Matter of fact, write this down. Selling isn't everything, but everything is enhanced by selling. Ooh, let me say it again. I said selling isn't everything, but everything is enhanced by selling. And so, my friend, I'm going to, again, let's see if we can get over here to these. I got a few slides here. Let's see if we can give you a few of these breakthrough selling secrets. So again, selling isn't everything, but everything is enhanced by selling. And so it would behoove you. And just so you know, I'm a person that used to hate sales. Matter of fact, I don't know if you ever heard the name Myron Golden, but I was Myron's mentor in early days, and I taught him martial arts and preaching and all that. Matter of fact, I was his professor in Bible college, and he quit Bible college, but he went on to make millions, so we forgave him. But but anyway, but in the early days, he used to always say, Doc, I'm spending all this money to learn all these things, and you do it naturally. He said, man, you're like the greatest sales guy I ever met. I was like, man, stop that. I'm not a sales. I'm just a minister. I just love people. And he's like, no. He said, no, you don't take it wrong. He said, but he says, matter of fact, he bought me a book. Now think about this. He bought me a book, and that's why I'm big in the books. He bought me a book for Christmas, and I got mad at him. He was like, why would you get mad if somebody buys your gift? Because the book was called The Greatest Salesman in the World. He said, and I was like, man, I I don't like sales. And why would I want to read some book? And so I was kind of mad at him, but so I just kind of put it on the shelf for 2 years. Listen to this now. Yeah, Og Mandino, you're right, exactly right. Og Mandino, if you never read the book, you deserve to, by the way, The Greatest Salesman in the World. So here, I just want to tell you this story to lay the foundation here. So this book's on my shelf. Every time I see it, I'm like, I can't believe he bought that stupid book for me, man. I mean, I appreciate the gesture, but I don't like sales. I have nothing to do with it. I don't even think it's salespeople. That's just not me. I'm a minister, man. And see, here's in my mind, I convince myself. I just love people, and I just want to give freely this good news that I have, right? So all of a sudden, one day it hits me, hey, the guy just, 2 years later, it was like, hey, this guy bought you a book as a gift. Why don't you at least have the decency to read it? You always talk about reading. You read all kinds of books anyway. Like what is it going to hurt you? Just read the book. Now, keep in mind, do you remember the story? He bought me the book and I got mad at him. It sat on my shelf for 2 years. And when I pulled this off the shelf and started reading it, literally, matter of fact, I was on my way to speak somewhere on the plane. I broke down in tears. I was like, I've been so wrong about this. And the book actually spoke, because I never forget the one part where he says, because I love me and I love you, I'm going to give you the greatest service, and I'm sitting there like, oh my God. So I've been thinking sales is some loudmouth, fast talking, trying to talk you into buying something you don't want or don't need, can't afford, but they just want to sell you something, make money, blah, blah. I mean, that's what I had in my mind. It was wrong, but that's what I had in my mind. And so even when Myron's trying to tell me, hey man, you're one of the greatest salesmen I ever met, and if you ever got in the business, you'd make a lot of money. I was like, because I was thinking the wrong thing. So when I'm reading this book and all of a sudden it opened up to me, I literally broke down in tears. And the lady next, there's a lady, she's like, are you okay? I said, yes, ma'am, I'm fine. But I don't know if you've ever had such a, people say aha moments. I don't have aha moments. I have breakthrough moments, right? I don't know if you ever had such a breakthrough moment that emotionally, I'm this big, strong, strapping 10th degree black belt guy, and 6'2", 275 pounds. And I'm crying almost like a baby because I'm sitting thinking for 2 years, this sat on my shelf. I was mad at him for buying me this, and this thing is changing. It's opening up my eyes. It's changing my life. And so anyway, and ever since then, my friend, by the way, at the end of this, if you want to go further, I do have a few books, How to Build a Big Team Fast. And of course, your breakthrough is guaranteed, afterward by Les Brown. And those you want to go further, but I've always been a big believer in books. But after that incident, I was like, wow. So, hey, I believe in self-development, not shelf development, but if it has to sit on your shelf for 2 years, it'll still be there when you're ready. Is that good, or extra good? All right, there you go. All right, so here we go. That was enough. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight, and just so you know a little bit about where we're going and what I want to share with you and talk about. So I hope you have something to write on, something to write with. You probably heard it said before. And of course, you can take screenshots with this also. But, they say note takers are money makers. But Dr. Breakthrough, I put it this way. Action takers are bigger money makers. Come on now. And if you're like Gabe, I know you want to be a bigger money maker. So you're going to be an action taker. So we'll get you to do just that. Okay, here we go. Wow. So are you ready? Here's the first. Well, let's see here. So yeah, breakthrough selling secrets. Gabe, I just put this together for your team for tonight. Okay, so this y'all, I hope y'all feel special. And as a matter of fact, I finished it 5 minutes before. So breakthrough selling secrets revealed. Now, again, in all transparency, though, several things I've spoke on, but pulling it all together. And I wanted to make sure it's just exactly what you all could use. So here we go. So here's what I need you to get this philosophy. And I'm going to say this over and over again until you get it. But this is but how many of you have ever heard, and I used to even teach on this, how many ever heard somebody say this, or maybe you believe that people love to buy. Okay, let me back up. People love to buy, but they hate to be sold. Okay, in the chat, put yes if you ever heard that, or if you're like me and you actually taught on that people love to buy, but they hate to be sold. And I'd always give the illustration, you know how you walk into a store, right? And all of a sudden, you know, you're just looking around and the salesperson comes up and says, "Can I help you?" And what do we say? No. You know, we don't want them trying to talk us into something. Now, here's what's crazy, though. We went there to buy something, but we don't want that person pressuring us. And then the funny thing, though, it's happened to me several times. I don't know if this is your experience. When I finally figured out what I wanted, then I needed help and there wasn't anybody around. I had to go, "Hey, can I get some help? Anybody ever?" Okay, I see some heads shaking out there. Okay. So again, I used to always say people love to buy, they hate to be sold. And then guess what? It dawned on me, I got a whole new powerful principle, and this is it. The right kind of people love to buy from me, get this now, and they love to be sold by me. Why? Because I only love to sell them what they want or need at a price agreeable to them and with customer service that exceeds their expectations. Get a screenshot, write that down, my friend. Get that, because listen, if you can get this, it'll change your life. It'll make you like a magnet. You heard of the law of attraction, but actually I call it the law at action. But if you'll become like a magnet, people ask all the time, man, people like Doc, like one company, I personally sponsored 988 people, and my wife and I, and it blossomed in 6.5 years to 1.5 million people on the team. I mean, it just amazing. Matter of fact, in my business, at one point, and this is years ago, when people say you can only do one thing, you know, now everybody's into multiple streams, but back then they would say, "Oh, you can only do one thing." I was the #1 income earner and #1 recruiter in 3 companies simultaneously. Now, I didn't start them simultaneously. So the key was I got it going real good. And it's almost like you can be on autopilot, right? And then started another, and then got that going pretty good, then started another. But I was the #1 income earner and the #1 recruiter in 3 different companies at the same exact time. And I used to tell my wife, don't tell people, because we don't want to mess up their paradigm shift, since they think people's like, well, if you try to chase 2 rabbits, you won't get any. No, that's crazy. I'm gonna go kill one and kill the other. What are you talking about? But anyway, but here's what I'm saying though, but this is what turned me into a magnet where, you know, like one owner of one company that I was, me and Jim Rome, matter of fact, that's the first time I ever met Jim Rome. I shared the platform. They had me speak at that company, and every company I've been part of, by the way, they had me speak and train. And now that's all I do, just speak and train and travel and so forth. But Jim Rome, got to share the platform with him. And by the way, Jerry DeRino Clark, if any of you ever heard of him, there's a guy that had him speaking. You know, it was a big conference, several thousand people, but this guy had a couple hundred people, and had Jerry just speaking to his group and told me about him. I was like, he said, "You ever heard of the Black Rhino?" I said, "No, man, but hey, I'd sure like to hear him." And so I went to him, and that's how Jerry and I got connected. And anyway, and the rest is history. So here's the thing though. When I got this concept, when I learned that, no, now the key is it's the right kind of people. They love to buy from me. And guess what? They love to be sold by me because I only love to sell them what they want or need at a price agreeable to them and with customer service that exceeds their expectations. So this company that I shared the platform with and I was one of the top earners, by the way, I broke the company record. They had a luxury bonus car. And I was like, wow, what I got to do that? And when they told me what I had to do, I was like, okay. And I didn't know I was breaking the company record. I just know they told me I can get any vehicle. This is back, man, this was 28 years ago, first company I ever worked with. And they said, you could, no, it was a second company. And I was still doing the first one. But anyway, and I was breaking records in the first one too. But anyway, but they said, we'll pay up to $800 for any vehicle you want. And at that time, I wanted a black Lincoln Navigator, right? And it was about $680 a month. And so, and they said, we'll pay up to $800. And I was like, wait a minute. So you're going to give me a check and a car? Man, please. So I broke the company record. By the way, some of the people that told me no, once I got that luxury bonus car that in the front, it had presented to Dr. Stan Harris, AKA Dr. Breakthrough, and they had the name of the company. I would drive around, pick up the people, and said, matter of fact, here, you get in and drive. And then I said, just drive around the block. And then when they drive around, I'd open up the big console there, pull out the sign up sheet and said, you ready to sign up? They're like, I sure am. Right? And we'd sign them up, line them up. But the owner of that company, his name was Michael Jackson, well, not the Michael Jackson, but anyway, we'd fly around the corporate jet, and he had written a book called Guaranteed Prospects. And so he would always speak first and have me speak. And here's what he said. He said, listen, he said, everybody in this room needs to get my book. He said, you got to get my book. And he said, except there's only one person here. He said, there's one person here that doesn't need my book, and that's our next speaker. He said, Dr. Stan Harris, we call him Dr. Breakthrough. He said, this guy can sell ice to an Eskimo. He said he can recruit people at will. And I'd get up to speak. I said, listen, thank you very much. I really don't think Eskimos need ice, but if they want ice, I want them to get it from me before they get it from Gabe. I had a problem with Gabe, but I said, and I can't recruit people at will. I said, here's what I do. I listen real well and I watch real well. When I see people struggle and I hear them talk about their struggle, I simply present my business or product or service in light of its problem-solving capabilities. So I'm not really a salesperson per se. I'm really a problem solver and a solution provider, which, see, I didn't understand back then all the way, but now no, that is a salesperson. That's what you really do. Sales, solving problems, providing solutions. I said, but when I solve people's problems and provide a solution, they buy my product, and get this, I get paid, and I deserve to get paid. Now, write down deserve. The word deserve is a Danish word. Comes from two words. D, which means from, serve, which means service, from service. So deserve literally means whenever you provide service from service, you now deserve to get paid. Watch this now. And when you recognize you deserve to get paid, you now start becoming like a magnet, my friend. See, I used to repel people without realizing that. I was like, man, I hate selling. I'm not, no. I love it now because I understand it's serving people. And the greatest, listen, my master mentor, Jesus, said the servant is the greatest of all, meaning that the more people you serve, guess what? The greater you're going to be. And guess what? The greater check you're going to produce. And so I learned that. And so I told him that day, and I said, listen, I don't sell per se. I'm a problem solver and a solution provider. And when I provide a solution, people buy my product and my service, and I get paid, and I deserve to get paid. And so listen, so when you get that attitude, that spirit of deserving, knowing that you deserve to get paid, and you learn to say to yourself, the right kind of people love to buy from me, and they love to be, again, the key word is the right kind of people. The right kind of people. I'm only looking for the right kind of people, right? But they love to buy from me. And you ought to make it personal. You ought to put your name there. Willie, you ought to be able to say the right kind of people love to buy from Willie. And they love to be sold by Willie, because Willie only loves to sell them what they want or need at a price agreeable to them and with customer service that exceeds their expectation. I say this to myself every day. And so what am I doing? I'm turning myself into a magnet that's attracting what? The right kind of people. I'm setting up also my expectations that people, my friend, want to buy from me. Matter of fact, they love to buy, not just love to buy, they love to be sold. So again, if my name was like Chastity, the right kind of people love to buy from chastity, and they love to be sold by chastity, because chastity only loves to sell them what they want or need at a price agreeable to them and with customer service that exceeds their expectations. I mean, whatever your name is, you got to put it, you got to learn to say this, my friend. See, the right kind of people love to buy from Charmaine, and they love to be sold by Charmaine. See, the right kind of people love to buy from Daniel, and they love to be sold by Daniel. The right kind of people love to buy from Dr. Ann Kelly, and they love to be sold by Dr. Ann Kelly. The right kind of people love to buy from Frederick, and they love to be sold by Frederick. Matter of fact, you make it more personal. The right kind of people, get this down, love to buy solar from James, or they love to be sold a solar unit from, oh, come on, somebody. See, you got to learn over and over, and again, whatever your name is, the right kind of people love to buy from Lori, and they love to be sold by Lori. The right kind of people love to buy from Marcus, or they love to be sold by Marcus. The right kind of people love to buy from Philip, or they love to be sold by Philip. The right kind of people love to buy from Reverend Willington, or love to be sold. By the way, every preacher, every evangelist, I'm an evangelist. I've been, I've spoken and preached in all 50 states, 28 countries. I didn't even know what I was doing with selling, by the way, right? I'm selling people on living right and loving a God that they never saw and serve. Come on, somebody. That's selling. That's why I said selling is, if you didn't write it before, write it now. Selling isn't everything, but everything is enhanced by selling. If you're going to be a good parent, you got to sell your children on living a decent life in this indecent, crazy world. Hello, somebody. I sold my wife, my ABCD, my adorable brown karma delight, to say no to every other brother and to be with me for the rest of her life. And she sold me, and I love being sold by her. Oh, come on, somebody. But anyway, I'm saying this, everything is a sales job, my friend, if you really understand the true essence of selling. And what happens, my friend, I was repelling sales because I was against what I thought was sales. That wasn't sales. And some of you, my friend, by the way, the greatest book ever written said you have not because you ask not. Write this down. Dr. Breakthrough says that will never apply to him. Let me say it again. The scripture says in James, you have not because you ask not. That will never apply. Listen, I'm going to ask. Tell me yes. Tell me no, tell me something, I got to go, but I'm going to ask. Come on, somebody. And I'm going to ask in such a way, watch this now. See, selling, you got to get this. Selling isn't something you do to people. That's what I thought. No, selling is something you help people discover. It's something you do with people. You're helping them to discover how what you have solves their problem, how what you have is a solution. And so, oh, man. I just thought about something else I should have done, and I don't even have it. Let me see if I have a pen. If you get a piece of paper, I want you to write the word service on a piece of paper. Man, I'm so spontaneous, it's not even crazy. But I just got this idea. So get a piece of paper somehow, somewhere. Now this got writing all over it, but let me see if, hold on a second. Okay, I found something here. Found a little envelope, okay? So write service. S-E-R-V-I-C-E, right? Messed up my V. Not sure if y'all can see that. Can you see that okay? Shake it. Uh-oh. Nope, I guess you can't. What about that way?
I see it.
You see it? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I like that hat, bro. Go ahead now. All right. Yeah, my head's too big though. So service. Now here's what I want you to do. Put one vertical line through the S, two vertical lines through the C. And now it should show you that service is the dollar and cents of everything that we do. So we don't do this solar thing at the expense of people. We do it at the service of people. And the more people we serve, hello, somebody, the more money we make, the more dollars and cents. And somebody said, but don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Well, this makes dollar and cents. When you learn what service, serve your way to success. That's the same in the Greek. The word service is the same. That's sales. It's the same. Sell or serve your way to success. The one that serves, like Jesus said, the more you serve, right? Like the first millionaire, female millionaire, not black female, the first millionaire female, period, self-made was Madam C.J. Walker, who had a hair product and said, hey, sisters, I got something you need. And then she said, by the way, most people don't even know this, she's the outsider in the Bible in 2 Kings 4 with that widow woman that Elisha helped, and she started her own home-based business. I was the first one. She's the one, Madam C.J. Walker, that really was a forerunner to network marketing, home-based business, multi-level relationship marketing, whatever you want to call it. She then, a lot of the women that were her customers, she then hired them to be able to take her product and sell, and then they could build teams where they can get a little bit of commissions off the people they trained to sell. And you know, it's all based off what? Service. Folks, I'm telling you, you have got to say this. Listen, write this down, say it. Gabe, you all to get together and practice saying this again to one another. The right kind of people love to buy from us, and they love to be sold by us because we only love to sell them what they want or need at a price agreeable to them and with customer service that exceeds their expectations. When people buy my books, by the way, I always tell them, hey, you want to buy it from me, you don't want to buy it from Amazon. Now, you can buy it from Amazon, but if you want my signature personally signed to you, you want to go to my site, drbreakthrough.com. If you want to get some extra bonuses, which I will send, you want to go to my site. Are you with me? Matter of fact, a lady texted me the other day, and there was something I spoke at some convention in Vegas a couple weeks ago, and somehow the office didn't get her book that she ordered. And so she sent an email or something. I personally called her. She was like, is this Dr. Breakthrough for real? You calling me? I said, yeah, I understand something about you didn't get a book and whatever. Well, guess what? So I got a book, signed it for her, whatever, put extra message. But then I got another book. She only paid for one, but I sent her another. And I sent it. We made sure we sent it express. And she called me. She texted me a couple days. She said, I can't believe it. She's like, oh, my goodness. I'm going to tell everybody they need to do business with you. See, people love, first of all, it's because I got this mentality and I actually do it. So again, my friend, man, time's running out. Y'all got to go. I don't got to go. Y'all got to go. But anyway, so the right kind of people. If all I did was cover that would be enough. But I got to throw a little bit more in there, and that is this. He that withhold the corn, the people shall curse him. This is what the good book says. Now, the word, the corn is the staple of the day. Corn is something that people had to have. And so if you hold back from people what they need to have, they're going to what? Curse you. Nobody wants to be cursed, right? But guess what? But if you have something, corn was the staple. Corn was so like food, people have to have that. But guess what? People have to have money. People have to have business opportunity, and people have to sell money, save money on electricity. And you got something that'll, if you withhold it, you're going to be cursed. Nobody wants to be cursed. Do you understand? These are things that make me, just move. Now, here's the rest of it. This is what shocks people. But blessing, say everybody wants to be blessed. Blessing shall be upon the head of him that selleth it, not giveth it away. See, I thought, oh, I'm a minister of the gospel. I just want to give. No, wait a minute, the holy book, the thing that I thought was against selling is actually teaching me. So watch this. So when you have something, here's what Solomon, the wisest man in the world, said. If you have something of value, now watch this, it's got to be something of value. Do you have something of value? Yes, come on, in the chat, talk to me. Do you have something of value? In the chat, talk to me. And then those you on camera, shake your head, and in the chat, say yes. Do you have something of value? Okay, because here's the key. Number, if I don't have something of value, I bet not sell it to you. But if I have something of value, and then number two, if I value you as a person, those two criteria. Watch this now. Solomon, the wisest man in the world, was saying, I have a moral and a biblical responsibility to sell something of value, i.e. solar, which means what? Savings. I have a biblical and moral responsibility to sell something of value to people that I value. Folks, you know you got something valuable. The problem is you may not be valuing people as much as you think you do. Because if you really value those people, You got a responsibility. Sell, not just sign them up with something for free. No, you got to sell them something that's going to, get this now, solve a problem or provide a solution. And get this now, and you're going to be blessed. You remember the story of Joseph? He said, listen, we got to save up 7 years of plenteous, and there's going to be 7 years of famine. 7 years of famine, people come from Egypt, and they said, look, we need some corn. Can we buy it, please? We got to buy the corn. If he says, no, I won't sell you corn, they curse him because they're going to die. He sells them the corn, they bless him. You know what's really, it's amazing, my friend, the people that they buy my book and they start reading and they get blessed, and it's amazing. And I get emails and I get texts and so forth. The people like, man, this thing is life transformational. Do you got a bonus if I buy a whole bunch? And I've had people, I want a whole case. I had one pastor buy enough for every member in his church. He resold it to the members in his church and went through 7 weeks of teaching. Your breakthrough is guaranteed, 7 simple steps. And, but that doesn't happen unless, listen, I have to understand how what I have is so powerful and that I have a biblical and moral responsibility. I'm going to sell it. Now, so there's sometimes the Lord speaks to my heart, hey, just give, you know what I mean? But I'm saying I had to get over that false guilt trip of, well, I don't want to sell. No. The Bible says I'll be blessed if I sell. I don't know about you. I'm trying to get every blessing I can get. So come on, somebody. So number one, I'm not going to be cursed by keeping something back that people need. And everybody needs to save. Everybody needs what you have. Why are you not getting fired up and saying, man, the greatest book tells me this? And remember, when you have the right spirit, the right kind of people love to buy from you, and they love this to be sold by you because you only love to sell them what they want or need at a price agreeable to them and with customer service that exceeds their expectations. So listen, look at these statistics real quick. 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. 25% people only make second contact and then they stop. 12% of people only make 3 contacts and then they stop. And there's only 10% of salespeople that make more than 3 contacts. Now, wait a minute. Think about that again. There's only 10% of people that make more. Remember, you heard the saying, if you don't follow up, you foul out. Right? That's where we get this from. Because look, 2% of sales are made on the first contact. Well, Gabe, if only 2% of sales are made on the first contact, you think you might be getting blown away because you have unmet expectations, unrealistic expectations, and you're getting all discouraged over something you shouldn't get discouraged. There's only 2% of people who buy on the first contact. So chill out. You're not as bad as you think you are. But you throwing in the towel before you ever really get started. Now, 3% are made on the second contact. 3%. But you saw that there's only 25% of people that make a second contact. And amazing. Now, 5% are made on the third contact. But yet there's only 12% of people that'll make the third contact. Now, 10% of sales are made on the fourth contact. And here it is, the big boy, the big girl. 80% are made on the 5th to 12th contact. That's why you got to learn to ask this way and then ask this other way and then ask another way and come from another way and come from another. If you're working hard enough to get your blessing, because they're going to be blessed. See, if they understood this thing the way you understood this thing, they'd be jumping at it, but they don't. So you have to help. You have to transfer, my friend. But when you just throw up in your hands and throw it, well, I asked them, they said no. Listen, ask and ye shall receive. That literally in the Greek, it means ask until you receive. So you just keep asking and ask. See, ask until you receive. Seek until you find. Knock until the door's open. Ask until you get the sale. Just ask and ask and ask and ask, because it's really not just getting the sale. Ask, I should put it this way, Gabe, ask until you get the blessing. You get blessed and they get blessed. Ooh, come on now. Man. Okay, I got the, okay. So I don't even have time. Gabe, you got to bring me back. I'll teach on this, my breakthroughpreneur concepts. I'll break it down. But let me just take a snapshot. I'll just read it to you, give it to you. Every successful entrepreneur, get this now, is a breakthroughpreneur. They just don't know it. What's a breakthroughpreneur? A breakthroughpreneur is one who is so focused on providing a valuable product, service, or system which solves a problem. By the way, in the chat, do you have that? Yes, yes, or yes. Come on, in the chat. Do you have a valuable product, service, or system which solves a problem? In the chat, say yes. Come on now, talk to me in the chat. Say yes. So watch this. So you got to be so focused, excuse me, on providing a valuable product, service, or system which solves a problem to people for profit with pleasure that they commit, not try. They commit to breaking through any barrier. And that's an inner or outer barrier. The inner barrier sometimes is your own self-sabotage. Yeah, I got a lesson called mental MMA, not mixed martial arts, mental martial arts, or mental self-defense, learning how to defend yourself against your greatest opponent, which is your undisciplined or subconscious mind. Who sold you on the ideal you can't sell? Who sold you on the ideal you can't go to the top? See, selling is not just things, selling is concepts. And every day I had to learn to sell myself. I can, yes, I can, yes, I will until. So again, a breakthroughpreneur is one who's so focused. And by the way, acronym for focus, F-O-C-U-S, firmly on course until successful, not firmly on course until stressful. No, firmly on course until successful. Focus, F-O-U-C-S, fixated on creating ultimate success. Oh, come on, somebody. So whenever you find somebody who is so focused on providing a valuable product, service, or system, which by the way solves a problem, to people for profit with pleasure, that they commit, not try, to breaking through any barrier that would hinder their success. See, breakthroughpreneurs, we follow, we find, we figure out, or we force or believe to be favored by God with the way. But there is a way. We find it, or if not, we just invent it. See, when you have that kind of resolve, like Benjamin Disraeli, nothing can resist a human will, which will stake even his existence on the extent of his purpose. Man, oh man, oh man, I got to go. I got to go. All right, here's something I say every day. I give this to you as extra bonus if you want it. Money flows freely and frequently from expected and unexpected sources in exchange for the value that I consistently bring to the marketplace. See, I don't just say, no, money flows to me. Money follows. No. Come on, folks, we got to be, no. There's got to be something. There's got to be an exchange. So yeah, money does flow freely and frequently from expected and unexpected sources. Just got to check for several $1,000s unexpected. Just got some other thing. Anyway, but I'm making myself a magnet because I'm saying this. I'm calling it. I'm speaking it out. I'm hearing it. So I'm believing even stronger. And I'm saying it. So money flows freely and frequently from expected and unexpected sources in exchange for the value that I consistently bring to the marketplace. You can't bring value to the marketplace one time and just expect the money just keep coming. No, you got to be consistent about bringing value, my friend. Okay, so here's a prayer that I pray. Just take a screenshot. I'm way past time, but I thank you today in every way. Thank you, Lord, that today and every way and every day hereafter, you're increasingly giving me more wisdom, knowledge, favor, connections, and the wherewithal to empower those under my jurisdiction and beyond to experience breakthroughs, number one, that would please you, number two, profit them and cause my family and I to prosper. Come on. Folks, here's my wife. We say if it's not win-win-win, we're not in. But when it's win-win-win, we're all the way in. Come on, somebody. So if you haven't figured out, one of my secrets is I learned to pray. If you see how beautiful my wife is, you know I learned to pray. I can recruit up and oh, come on, somebody. All right, so here's the last thing. I don't have time to go through this, but a lot of times when I'm speaking to crowds, I show them, and I need you all to get together as a team and do this with your company. And so I teach people, get a chart made, figure out the benefits. Every company that I've been blessed to go to the top of 7 different companies. Every last one of them, I did this process. I found out what the benefits that the company has, and I would either make a chart like this and have people fill it out, or I use the as bullet points, right? And when I do presentations, I do it from these bullet points, right? So a lot of companies I've spoken for, I would teach on how to recruit and teach on how to get people to want to buy what you have, right? And I said, can I demonstrate it to y'all? And of course, they say yes. And I'm like, well, I've got my book here, How to Build a Big Team Fast. I'm gonna pass this out. I'm doing a survey. Now, this is crucial, a survey. Matter of fact, I would go somewhere to speak, do it on airplanes, right? I say, check off or circle however many of these interest you. Like, for instance, just write down a quick note real quick. So what about a powerful guide that empowers you to become the best version of yourself? Will that interest you? Yes, yes, or yes. So just put a little note, just a little mark, right? What about this? A question that I learned at a $400 seminar. In other words, I paid $400 at this seminar years ago that has made me hundreds of thousands of dollars. One question I learned to ask. Now, would it interest you to know what that is? Yes, yes, or yes. What about number 3? Would you like to learn how to get your MBA, massive bank account, without having to go to college to get an MBA, Master's of Business Administration? Number 4, would you like to learn how to never get another no again while empowering your team to stop fearing no's? That's a big part of this book. Anyway, would you like to learn a shortcut or fast track to success, a 100% satisfaction guarantee? That's 5. Number 6, would you like to learn 3 powerful recruiting scripts or questions that have produced millions in commissions? Next thing, would you like to learn one thing that is more important than money, but will make you more money than if you tried to make the money? So next thing, would you like to learn a proven secret that created a 6-figure per month income within only 5.5 months? Would you like to learn how to move people who in turn will move other people and products, thus creating higher commissions? Would you like to get 20 years of successful team building tips, acronym for TIPS, to inspire prompt success, distilled into only 100 pages? Okay, you get what I'm doing. So I had 20 of those, right? So I'd have them circled. So here's what I found out. On average, the average person would do between 7 to 14. Now, a lot of people, they circle the whole, they say all 20, right? So see at the bottom, I had this little thing and it's a blank, and I would have them then fill out the blank at the bottom. I just discovered in however many. So if you said, matter of fact, in the chat real quick, put down that one of these grab your attention or interest you, 3 or 4. I didn't give all of them, but just in the chat, put down however many, if anybody, just real quick. I just need to see a number. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. Just, okay, 10. Somebody put 10. So here's what down the bottom, I said, I just helped you discover 10 reasons why you should buy, the powerful book, How to Build a Big Team Fast, immediately. You see what I'm saying? See, people don't do things for your reasons, they do things for their own. So I got to figure out what their reason is. So what you all got to do is you got to put together some benefits. Now, every person in the business, they talk about the features versus the benefit. Here's the difference. And so a feature is what something does. A benefit is what it does for you, right? So for instance, a feature is our company's been in business for 10 years, right? That's a feature. You're the only one to care. The person you're talking to doesn't care about that until you use this phrase. And what that means to you is everything people talk about is usually features until you put this transitional phrase and it takes it from a feature, what it does, to a benefit, what it does for me. Because that's all Willie's interested in. Willie don't care how well I speak. He wants to know, how can your speaking help me to do what I do better? Now I got his attention, right? Fred is like, I'm glad for you, Dr. Breakthrough, but what is that? How can that help me? So a feature is what it does. A benefit is what it does for me. And the phrase that helps you to show us a feature, as a benefit rather, is, and what that means to you is. See, once you say the next thing you say now, it's turning it into a benefit. So our company is 10 years old. What that means to you, Frederick, is we have stability. We're not a fly-by-night. You're not going to get started with us today, and next week or next year, we're gone. We've already proven that most businesses go out within 5 years. We've been around 10. So you got to be able to say what that means to you is, and that'll take your brain to make you now have a benefit. And so when you get these different benefits, like I do, companies hire me to do presentations for their company. And what I do with their presentation is I fill it full of benefits. Matter of fact, one company, I got down what they were doing, and I'll do a presentation for them. 40 benefits you don't want to miss out on. Are you with me? So, and by the way, I only spend 30 seconds so it's like a 25-minute presentation. I just boom, 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 boom. Okay, how many of these things interest you, right? And so in the number, and people who now came up with 40, they come out with, they be saying 28, 38, all 40, all 40, all 40. Okay, you need to get back to whoever invited you, because I helped you discover 40 reasons why you need to be part of this. Are y'all seeing how powerful that is? I'm not doing something to them, I'm helping them discover. So, okay, so here you go. So take a screenshot. I've got a couple free things for you. I got a breakthrough daily attitude adjuster set to music. It'll blow your mind. I've got a free webinar. Here a little bit of what I was talking about tonight, the art of selling without selling, how to sell without being a sellout. So if you go to theinternetmentor.com, somebody in the chat put down that website, the internetmentor.com. I want you to find those free things that I have, and you just put your name, email address, whatever, sign up, get a free account. You can get those things free. Now, if you understand the value of self-development, by the way, ooh, Gabe, I got a powerful quote from today. If I can give this real quick as a close.
Please do. Yes, please do.
Okay. Winners, get this now. Okay, help me. What was it? Okay, so winners are happy because they work on the inner game. Losers are unhappy because they blame the outer game.
Yeah.
So we're interested in personal development and growth, and how can I grow? Spending time, meditating and reading books constantly, and going to seminars constantly, and like there's a seminar tomorrow, and it's about speaking. I've been voted already into the Black Belt Hall of Fame. I've been paid as much as $1,000 a minute. Are y'all hearing me? Not an hour, a minute. Don't worry, y'all got a discount tonight. But watch this. Here's what I'm saying. But I'm always sharpening. I'm always seeing how I could do better. And so if here's somebody that's offering, I'm like, man, well, let me hear what this guy has to say. Because if I can just pick up one little nugget that makes my speaking even better, are you with me? That's another reason why, I've been called, the most exciting, engaging speaker on the planet, because I'm excited because I'm constantly learning some stuff, right? I mean, and I gave y'all a few things today that nobody's ever heard because I didn't know it until today, right? So anyway, if you want one of my paid trainings, Gabe, for the next 72 hours, they can get 50% off. They just got to use the coupon code SOLAR. I hope I spelled it right, SOLAR. I believe I did. But so there's some free stuff I got. But if you're like I am, and here's what Dr. Breakthrough says, what you put in your head that affects your heart determines what comes to your hand, and you want more coming to your hand, you got to put more in your head that affects your heart. How in the world you get paid $1,000 a minute to speak? Because I hone my craft. Are y'all with me? Right? How in the world did you build these teams? Because I'm constantly, I study constantly. And it's amazing. So I was with Les Brown, we were speaking in London, and he made a statement so powerful. He said, information costs, but it pays for itself 10 times over. So anyway, if you go to theinternetmentor.com for the next 72 hours up until, Saturday night, midnight, Eastern Standard Time, it'll give you 50% off any of my paid trainings, but you got to use the coupon codes SOLAR, SOLAR, all small, and it'll knock it down. And then, of course, I have the book, How to Build a Big Team Fast, which is, again, to help you to build a team, but also your personal development. And this one is strictly powerful personal development and so forth. If you want to get both of those, I can give you a special on that. So you'll have to text me if you want that book special, if you can, and I'll show you, you can either send through Cash App or Zelle or something. Now, if you go to the website, you just get, you get one or both of them, but I'll give you a better discount if you want them both together. Now, because this is 25 plus shipping, 6 something, and this is 20 plus shipping. So it's usually 50, if you try to order them both together, it's like 59, something like that. But if you want them both, you text me, then I'll give you a deal where you can get them both for just $40, and that includes the shipping. And Gabe knows I charge him more. He's bought books for other people. But I'm just for this group that's on here tonight, because y'all are getting me fired up already. So Gabe, somebody put my number in 717 area code 275-3508. Okay. So 717-275-3508. That's Dr. Stan Harris, aka Dr. Breakthrough. And so you can text me now, and you'll get if you try to call, you'll get the voicemail, which, by the way, let's go crazy. Probably about once every other day, I'll answer the phone and someone's like, no, I have a friend that was discouraged. I said, if you just hear this man's voicemail, it'll make your day. So could you hang up? We're going to call back and please don't answer. But anyway, so if you want to check that out, that's fine. And so but text me if you want to get that special. Both books for $40, which include the shipping. So then I'll text you the Cash App info or the Zelle info and have you send me your address and everything. We'll do it that way. Okay. So, and I'll do that again for the first 20 people. We can't go much more than that because this, like I said, that's a crazy. Only $40 if you want that. If not, there's no problem. I mean, it's just, it'll bless you. So again, the internetmentor.com, up to 72 hours, get 50% off all paid trainings. But hey, if money is tight, don't worry about it. Just take the free stuff, right? Get the free stuff and get blessed. All right, Gabe, thank you, man. Way longer than I expected, but you didn't give me a time slot, so I didn't know.
Hey, Dr. Breakthrough, like I said, man, you can have it your way, man. I definitely appreciate this, man. You always something. Your value just, hey, look, you always put out a lot more on that, folks. I'm telling you, are really blessed because this guy has. What he charges people, he did this as a favor here because our relationship. So I'm telling you, the book is a must. The more you put in, like he said, I remember I was gonna say that quote. The more you put in your head, the more you put in your hand.
Yes.
It's in the book on that. If you dump your person, into your mind will fill your pocket with gold. So I'm telling you, get it.
Benjamin Franklin said, empty your wallet into your mind, and your mind will fill your wallet. And Les says information costs, but it pays for itself 10 times over. Charmin said, if you want to double your success, you got to triple what you invest in personal development and growth. And so working on the inner game, watch this, my friend, is going to produce. That's the real key. That's the secret, my friend. And so congratulations for you showing up on the webinar, because hearing some of this is, but if you want to go a little further with me, then you can get the books and you can get the training, but at least get the free stuff. And again, we'll be here. We're here to be of service to you. And just know, my friend, I remember, Gabe, I remember them days like, man, is it ever going to pop for me? Is it? But guess what? I'm a breakthroughpreneur. I said, it's going to pop. I'm going to make it pop. I'm going to do what I got to do. And so I did it. All right, Gabe.
No, hey, Dr. Stan, Dr. Breakthrough, I appreciate it again. We'll definitely, as a team, get back with you, man, especially on that training that I took probably a year or so ago when you did that challenge there. So I definitely appreciate you, man, the value you brought to us tonight. I am so excited. So if you saw my video, you had to understand why I was excited. I woke up Monday morning hearing Dr. Breakthrough. He spoke on Zig Ziglar Corporation, and I'm telling you, he rocked the house there, and they were so excited. We couldn't even get off that call there. So each time I hear him speak, I always get a lot more value there. So Dr. Breakthrough, we appreciate you. Hey, go ahead and folks, put some fire in the chat. You can open up the line and tell Dr. Breakthrough we appreciate him.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, everybody open up your
Thank
mic and give them a warm thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
Dr.
much, Dr. Breakthrough. Come on, Team Fast and Furious, show some love. Thank you, Dr. Breakthrough.
Yes, amazing. Appreciate it.
Great.
Thank you for
my brother. Awesome.
Just amazing, Dr. Breakthrough.
Well, I like to say, if you can spot it, it's because you got it. Oh,
Thank you so much. Awesome.
Thank you.
awesome.